Ah, right. I figured out the issue there. So now, because this has come up, it's now said at the bottom of our screen, Senior Rotax A final is the next one.
Okay.
So
yes.
that's my mistake.
Well, of course, we had B finals earlier. I remember that. I was
here.
Yeah,
I was going to say, surely we've got an A final. So Freddie Ingram on pole position. He's had a great day so far. Oliver Sander alongside him on the front row. Then it's Jessica White and Timo Youngling, Oliver Smith and Aaron Full on row 3. We'll try and fly through this grid as quickly as we can. I believe after that it's Michael Dalton and Joshua Turnbull, then Zach Heslop and Charlie Neve, Jacob Dukes and Devon Nolan up into 12th place. Then we have Liam Thomas next up in 13th, Luca Brooks 14th, Mitchell Mulvey is going to line up in 15th place ahead of Luca Magni. Then we have James Waring, Callum Foster, Matas Mierzanskas. Then we have Harry Hurst-Grover, Albert Wilton, Jack Gillingham, Alfie Richards, Cameron Edmonds, Alfie Hemingway, Levi Sangira, Benjamin Baker. As the grid continues on, actually, they've got an aborted start anyway.
Oh, there we go. That gives,
I was going to say, I was reading it off the timing screen there because the graphic wasn't moving.
Breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah, the graphic wasn't moving for a sec, so I was reading it off the timing screen, but I know sometimes they can just, odd carts can leave the pits in the wrong order sometimes, so some of them may have been the wrong way around, so I apologise for that.
But we get down there, so down at the back there, Levi Sanghira, George Allen, Alfie Hemingway, Finley Hayes, Benjamin Baker. Now we've got the drivers that we saw earlier in the B-file, Harry Bloor, Jack Wilch, Tobian Alvarez, Shane Chandaria, 33 drivers. We only got 33, or is there more?
I think it's just the 33.
33. So somebody may have. It's a bit of a strange number. So somebody may have been excluded or didn't. We'll have to see. 33. Well,
I'll refresh my results.
33. It is.
Find out.
If that's what we've got, that's what we've got. It's enough. It's a lot of go-karts.
It'll be.
Ingram, Youngling, Timo Youngling, a former British Honda Cadet champion.
Will Archer apparently was disqualified.
There we go.
On, so that'll be why.
And we go. Are the lights out? Are we off and racing? Yes, we are. Through Oblivion, now round Crook Corner. The junior Rotax field, head up past Manuel's Bank, up towards Christmas Corner. The leaders are through. Clearly, this is where you get. At the back of the grid there. Oh, that was.
132, that's Benjamin Baker.
Oh, and that is a radiator that has been ripped well and truly off. There in the midst of, again, drivers at the back of the pack. They're thinking, okay, you've got 14 minutes to try and make up 35 positions, and it doesn't always. If you're starting 33rd, generally it's because you're 33rd fastest.
Yes, indeed. It's
every driver wants to win a race, but it's not always possible.
No, it's easy to overload your confidence in the early stages, but great start by Freddie Ingram. Yeah. He's won the last 5 races on the trot as Freddie Ingram. He's absolutely on a roll at the moment in this 169 kart, and he continues on this amazing run of form. Oliver Sander and Timo Youngling. Timo's been very exciting today, actually. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do here. There is a yellow flag out at Christmas Corner, so no overtaking up there is going to be a very different kettle of fish to what everyone's used to. As I say. Well, a very clear overtake there, I'm afraid.
I couldn't see the number, neither could you. That's probably a good thing, but there was an overtake
Innocent until proven guilty, Your Honour.
But
then again,
unless I'm caught blatantly on camera.
How many people watching live stream? How many witnesses were there?
Many people. 55.
Close your eyes.
55 making a move there. That is Mitchell Mulvey. And there's the Thule Motorsports livery car of Freddie Ingram. And again, you mentioned he's won the last 5 races. Every driver dreams of getting into that sort of situation where the kart is set up. You know how to drive the kart, and the team, you've just nailed the setup, the pressures. Yeah. It's almost becoming like second nature. You're just in that zone. Okay, you've got track position, but he's not winning a race because there's nobody else there. This is a full packed grid of very, very talented drivers.
Oh, yeah.
And, but he has got that edge. He is in that sweet spot.
Goodness me. See, I'm still not used to this. That might have looked normal to you, but there's just so much movement going on.
And again, there's those drivers. They're thinking, right, I've got to make the move now. They're all still thinking. I think that might be Aaron Full in kart number 128. Could see Aaron contender in the British Championship a couple of years ago in Minimax. Now, concentrating on club racing. There is the number 54.
Devon Nolan.
That's Devon Nolan. Devon Nolan always runs the completely clean bare white chassis. And the number 54 raced in Minimax last year, now up in Junior Rotax, and is fighting there. But Jessica White in 4th position, Timo Youngling in 3rd. Oh, they're still fighting each other. There's 4 wide going through Inkermans now. There's the number 42. That is Michael Dalton down in 22nd position. Got that Zip Kart livery.
Oh,
and
someone else off.
and so this is so not a negative, but this is one of the byproducts of having such a successful kart club. You've got full grids. You've got drivers that race in the British Championship, that have raced the British Championship and maybe taken a step back this year. And then you've got hungry newcomers who are only going to do the weekend warriors, the once-a-month warriors, the backbone of our sport. But, but this is their British Championship. You've got big names, big teams coming in to their home turf. And, they're showing this a little bit of an experience, but they're all showing a hunger to win. And, of course, yes, it does occasionally lead to the odd modified components.
It does indeed,
that comes back not the same shape which it left the factory. And
that's the number 60 of Charlie Neve off the road again. He was involved in the earlier incident. He's now been overtaken by Jack Gillingham, who's the highest placed novice in this field.
17th place for Jack Gillingham on a grid of this standard.
And he's got a big following on the YouTube chat as well. They were all shouting for him earlier.
Ah, fair enough.
They were really shouting for him. Brandon Klein says, Nagelvort says, Henry loves counting.
I do. I've practiced it loads. I can count up to 13 and a half.
I love
Thank you, Brandon. I know when I'm commenting on Brandon's racing, I normally have to count down to about 29 to reach him. Only joking, mates. Have that one back. Right, battle for the race lead. I only need to count to 2 here because you've got 1, 2, Ingram and Sander. Oh, and there's a problem. Oh, and there's a big spin. And Kart's going everywhere, which way but loose. And that was the number 156 of Shane Chandaria getting spun sideways in the middle of the pack. Kart's going left and right and then collecting each other because they're all flat chat. Then they're on the brakes. When you're hard braking, going downhill, it's even harder for the kart to change direction. And I have to say, that's being stuck in the middle of this pack causes incidents like that. We were very lucky we didn't have a major incident there. I have to say, you can see club racing is where drivers learn their craft, and some of those drivers, they still have a lot to learn. Let it be said. Now, battle is on. Sander and Ingram, 2 of the more experienced campaigners, battling nose to tail, wheel to wheel. Youngling is in 3rd place. So Timo Youngling has got a brother called Ralph Youngling.
So he's the youngling of the 2 younglings.
He's the youngling of the 2 younglings, but of course they're Michael, they're German, and they were born in 2003. No, they weren't. But they're named after Timo Glock and Ralf Schumacher, who were teammates at the Total Formula 1 team.
That's really cool.
Yep.
That's really cool. That would have been 2004.
Yes, there we go. But they're not that old. They'd be very old juniors if they were. But no, that's what they're named after. Timo and Ralf.
That's really
two
cool.
Teammates.
I like that.
They're in 3rd place. Josh Turnbull in the number 38 kart is 4th. And then it is Jessica White in kart number 37. Is 5th, and here's the
that's a lead battle. That's Oliver Sander and Freddie Ingram. That is.
Yep,
Sander's got ahead, and Sander's the one with this amazing helmet design. I was talking about helmet designs earlier. How
German.
A lot of them,
German driver.
Yeah, a lot of them all start to look kind of similar these days. But it's got this sort of venom-like mouth over it. And Freddie Ingram says, "I'm not scared of you, mate. You can take a bite out of this." And through he goes down the inside, and now all of a sudden the Lando Norris branded kart of Timo Youngling is on the block. Or on the Glock, you could say. Joshua Turnbull in 4th place. We're in a flow now. Joshua Turnbull's got the fastest lap of the race out of everybody at the moment, but there's purple sectors coming in from all up and down the order. 46.36 is the fastest lap of the race.
Oh,
anybody know there's contact, and is that Youngling involved?
I think it was Dan Holland racing karts.
No, it's the 41.
It's the 41 of Zach Heslop. It might have been, Heslop was in 5th position, or was it? We'll catch
Did
up
he have a
next
go at
time
Turnbull,
around.
potentially?
Potentially he did, because you've got Ingram leading, Turnbull up to 2nd.
It's Sander. Sander's dropping down.
Yes.
Well, he's dropped down a few places, sorry. He's not dropped down the entire field, but he's dropped down a few spots, and he was leading the race not long before that. What happened there?
Well, I think he got passed by one, and then everyone thought, right, the floodgates are opening. Now, net result is that Youngling now runs third. Jessica White, there she is, in the Jax Motorsports, number 37, just keeping her nose clean and just driving very, very well in 4th position, keeping her head as all around her lose theirs. Somebody getting back on the circuit. Mitchell Mulvey is now up into 5th position. Oliver Sander down to 6th. Oliver Smith is 7th. Jacob Dukes is 8th. Matas Miazanskas is 9th. Callum Foster is 10th. Liam Thomas 11th. Michael Dalton to 12th. And Jack Gillingham, fans, stand by to cheer your driver up into 13th position. Then it's George Allen, Charlie Neve, Cameron Edmonds, Harry Hurst Grover, Aaron Fool, Albert Whilton, Devon Nolan, Finley Hayes, Jack Wilch, James Waring, Harry Bloor, Luca Magni, Levi Sanghera, Tobian Alvarez, Shane Chandaria, Zach Heslop, who I think is possibly about to retire, or Alfie Richard, Alfie Hemingway, Luca Brooks, and Ben Baker. Somehow, Chaz, despite all the incidents that we have had, and yellow flags waving again at the entrance to the boot, as somebody has pulled off the side.
That's the 69 machine, I believe.
That's Callum Foster. I'm looking there. We have still, we've got 27 of the 33 starters running. So attrition has not been high, but it's, well, I think
the action has.
the gentleman with his with the notepad marking down the drop noses is going to be, well, he's going to need a new pen at the end of this race, unfortunately. Oliver Sander has now set the fast lap of the race. Here we go. Battle for the lead. It's a 4-kart battle. Ingram ahead of Turnbull, Youngling and Jessica White. Half a second separate the top 4. You could flick a bogey over them, they're so close together. With Freddie Ingram in the Thule Motorsport kart leading through Pitts Bend to complete one more lap. 4.5 minutes to go.
Very, very busy race so far then for these guys, and great determination to stay near the front of the pack. Freddie Ingram somehow, through it all, still holds on to the lead. He may have lost it temporarily, but wow, he's managed to get back up there again. Like I say, he didn't win any races in the first round of the season. He finished 10th, then 3rd in the second heat, but then 13th in the final. And since then, he's finished first in every race in this championship. He's been absolutely on fire as Freddie Ingram, as now he's going to want to see this. If he had rear view mirrors, he'd be very happy, because he can see Turnbull and Youngling starting to fight with each other just behind, and that's the perfect scenario really, because it means that he'd be able to get away just that extra little bit from these guys. And Jessica White could get involved in this, and so too Oliver Sander, who was the previous race leader and will now be fired up to get back up there.
Oh yes, indeed. So there's
and there you go.
Several, well, Josh Turnbull's got his old Coles Racing race for last year. Here goes Oliver Sander, and Jessica White very sensibly doesn't force the issue. Yeah. Sometimes you can just sense when a driver, and there's a move for the race lead. Turnbull up the inside, goes for it, and Timo Youngling takes advantage, but no, Ingram fights back. Ingram showing, well, I'm not going. Here comes Sander. Now, Ingram is showing why he's won the last 5 races. His elbows are nice and sharp, but he wasn't prepared for Oliver Sander. Now, who was no, it was Zach Heslop. I was going to say it wasn't Turnbull that Oliver Sander had that coming together with a few minutes ago. Was it? He asks. No,
I hope
it
not.
wasn't. I hope not.
Because they're teammates as well. That's rule number 1.
But Sander has, for all intents and purposes, to coin an old English phrase, Sander has got his dander up.
Yes, he has, but look at this now. He's been mugged out by his teammate, and now Ingram's going to go around him. Moves over to the right. It wasn't anything intentional, that contact. He was just trying to cover the inside line, not knowing that he was there. Somehow, Sander still holds on to second position. I don't know how he so quickly went from 5th to 2nd on that previous lap, but it was amazing opportunism. And here, coming back into it, is Timo Youngling now. Down the inside he goes on Mitchell Mulvey. I think Mitchell was actually the one that made the initial move there, and there's now re-lost that position. And Joshua Turnbull continues to lead this race. He's got a gap.
And Mulvey at the back of this group, again, has just been quietly and calmly going about his business, and now finds himself up in the 6th position. Oliver Smith 7th, Jacob Jukes in 8th, then Matthias Miazanskas and Liam Thomas rounding out the top 10. Jack Gillingham fans stand by. Oh dear, Jack Gillingham in 11th, which could become 10th or 9th, depending on how Oliver Sander and Freddie Ingram sort themselves out. And,
absolutely right.
You know, whoever does the graphics kits for all these leading karts are going to be rubbing their hands together, because they're going to have plenty of fresh orders. Apart from, there's a move. That is Sander back at the inside of Ingram. No, and Turnbull is skipping away very, very nicely indeed. And the exit stage left Oliver Sander. He got a hit there from Ingram, didn't he? Surely. No, I don't. Not a happy chappy. Couldn't quite see the moment happen, but judging by his body language, it looked as though he may not have gone off on his own.
And Ingram's lost a few places actually, so it does sort of say, Your Honour, doesn't it,
Yeah,
really?
and there's a move from the number 55 Kart of Mitchell Mulvey, who now moves to the third position at the expense of Jessica White. I was saying about all these graphics kits are going to be replaced apart from one, and that's the graphics kit on Jessica White's kart. He says, just as she goes off and loses out on a potential podium, Henry, shut up. I'm cursing the commentator. I'm sorry, Jessica, I'm sorry.
That is one of the strongest and most rapid commentators' curses I've ever seen. I commentate with a young lad
coming out of my mouth. Boom.
I commentate with a young lad called Ed May, actually. And
okay.
Just last week we were commentating on a sim racing broadcast, and as I clicked somebody's name and he said their first name, we cut to them spinning.
Yes, that was
because he's that good at it. But that was top level.
Yes.
That you pay a lot of money for that, everybody.
Oh dear. Right, well, Mitchell Mulvey up onto the podium for Jason Ralph's team, the Ralph Racing again. A new team. Well, it's not a new team. It's been going a couple of years, gradually building up, getting stronger and stronger. And Mitchell Mulvey on course for potential podium here. Now, Turnbull leads by 2 seconds over Youngling. Youngling half a second in front of Mulvey. The clock, Chaz, finally ticking down to 0. Has the race leader got across the line to start the last lap? Oh, that was very, very close.
The board hasn't come out.
The board hasn't come out. He might have made it by a second. So we haven't seen the last lap board. Could be the last lap, but we don't
could still just throw the checkered flag at them. Let's look at this now. Oh, it's getting feisty, and that's the 47 machine of Oliver Smith just giving a bit of a push to Jacob Jukes. Now they're going to duke it out, you could say.
Oh, yes.
Coming in behind them is Miazanskas, and he tries to find a gap as well. There's not one there. He tries to make one as well, but that doesn't work for him. But even these guys now are having a feisty battle. They're saying, look, those guys put on some fantastic TV ahead of us. Why don't we just replicate that?
Yes.
Let's do the same.
Well, Joshua Turnbull's away. Here's the battle for second place. The number 11 kart. Now, we'll wait to see Joshua Turnbull in the number 38 kart on that Lando Norris kart. And now he starts the final lap. So, yes, this is the last lap. So it's the last year he raced, or Turnbull raced for Coles Racing. Now I believe this is that's a Dan Whilton. It's not a Dan Holland Racing livery car. It's still
Lando
got
Norris
the
car,
no, it's this orange. It looks like an Esprit chassis. It's a sort of like luminous orange coloured car. Maybe he's got the Lando Norris body kit on it to try and fool us. But it's definitely.
Oh no, it is a DHR. Apologies. Yeah, that's my bad.
But it's a DHR graphics kit, but it's a red wagon, and DHR run blue wagons. But nevertheless, it's going to be a race-winning wagon, because Joshua Turnbull comes out of Pitts Bend, sees a checkered flag, and breathes a sigh of release. That, Chaz Draycott, was the karting version of a 12-round heavyweight world title fight. It was a proper slugfest.
That was an absolute ding-dong, wasn't it? That was great, great fun. And Freddie Ingram on the last lap of the race does the fastest lap, just to say, look, this is the story of my pace this week.
Yes.
You know, he's been
streak
fantastic.
is over,
yeah.
But, yes, I am still on pace. I'm going to be Timo Youngling in second, Mitchell Mulvey finishing in third place.
He pulled that out of the bag, didn't he, in the last moments there, did Mitchell. Great job. Really great job indeed. There's the rest of your order then. Freddie Ingram fourth, Jacob Jukes in fifth, Oliver Smith, and there was somebody off there for sure.
Looks like a broken go-kart if ever I saw one. That was possible.